Holy Joe, you're the Afghan war. Yeah, 20-year war. Yeah, and people are going, nah, why is it happening? Why is it ending? Should have happened easier. It should have been cleaner. We're leaving behind all the Americans. We're not making it possible for them to leave. That's not going to happen. That's how terrible, we are as Americans and our president. Oh, so terrible. But the truth is, this has been a 20-year war in the making of ending. Purpose of it starting was for it to end. Yeah. So every president that went into it, was always at a place of, it's always a question, should this continue? Yeah. And many of them, especially the Bushes, they'd always go, this ain't ending. There ain't no way under my watch this is going to end. I'm not going to end this. We started this war. We're going to finish it. That kind of attitude. Everybody says, wow, we're not going to get any, we left everything there. We're leaving all the Americans there. We left all of, we could have left a lot of military there and we don't know about it. All the negative gossip, And then, there's every Jeep and every airplane and every single helicopter and all those things. They never took the time to get those things out. And we just left them behind, all these fine trucks, and everything. It's not true. It's not true. This is back in June. And way before that, we were packing airplanes by the hundreds every week. Tens of thousands of trucks and planes and ammunition and rockets and you name it. It was being put on board and flown out. And there was a lot left behind because we were still at war. We still needed combat infantry machines. We still needed tanks. We still needed helicopters. And the first things first, get as many as you can, much as you can out, and then get all of the military out. And then get thousands, tens of thousands of civilians out. And every American we can possibly pull out, and only ones who chose not to leave when they should have. They're going to leave when they feel like it. It's what it is sometimes. And that's how it's going there. That process is really, it's different than what we think. We think that, that was the end of the airplanes, but it's not true. Qatar Airlines took a lot of people out just today. Took a lot of people out. And then another airline, Qatar Airline, filled them up. And took them immediately out of there. And a lot of the people who left went to Germany and many other locations. Tens of thousands went to those locations. So we're not really sitting in a scene to where, we leave everybody behind and we leave things behind. The truth is that this is the best and cleanest operation you can imagine. And there was only one incident. That's insane. That's so harmonious. And you have to give credit to the Taliban. You have to give credit. Because it could have been a lot worse. And it wasn't. It wasn't. And every negotiation, every day, there's negotiations going on, talking about, getting more people out, grabbing 43 Canadian citizens and British citizens, and putting them on board. Taliban says, if you got the paperwork, we'll let them out. All they need is the paperwork. Some of the biggest problems was that we couldn't get some people out because they were in groups, and the groups themselves didn't fill out the paperwork. Which held everybody else back that was deciding to go off into that group. So, second chance is now coming around, smaller groups, everybody's getting their paperwork done, and flights are happening. All the time, flights are happening. It's not the way you think, and we're not in a process where the Taliban is holding people captive, or that they're killing people left and right and things like that. We're not seeing anything like that. It's a shock. It's unexpected. Yeah? And still has many of the same faces, many of the same people that have been there for the last 10, 15 years are still there. But they've changed. Yeah? They're not the same. Yeah? And the greatest threat to the U.S. homeland is currently domestic terrorism, according to the head of Homeland. Individuals who are prone to violence by reason of ideology of hate or false narratives that we see on social media or other online platforms. I think it's a sad thing to see hate emerge as we have observed it emerge over the last several years. Yeah, this is, we got, everybody's going, oh, the Taliban, we're going to get out of there. Now terrorism's going to really take over because we're not taking charge of the Taliban, who is supposedly in charge of terrorism. Yeah, but come to find out, a lot of wrong has been played. Yeah, all of Iran, all of Iraq, many different things are being seen and done wrong. Yeah, and it's mainly because of this cowboyish attitude of kick ass, knock people around first and then ask questions later. Yeah, take over countries and wipe out presidents and don't do anything about it. And let the whole thing fall and put other people in charge. That's CIA. That's a very common thing CIA would do in the past. Yeah. So all these countries have a really bad attitude about us taking people out and not being able to deal with this in the way that, a good, healthy nation would. But now we're becoming, whether or not we know or not, we are becoming a healthy nation. Oh.